I've helped hundreds of people lose weight. Come shopping with me at Sam's Club for 35 of my favorite items while on your fitness journey. Let's go. We're starting off with eggs. If you were to say to me, Jake, if you had to choose a single source of saturated fat that you want to get your saturated fat from, it would be whole eggs. I believe that every day you should incorporate some whole eggs into your diet. They are also very full of protein that is bioavailable. There isn't a single source of protein that is more bioavailable than eggs. And for that reason, on top of all the nutrients that they contain, I would incorporate whole eggs into your diet every single day. When I buy eggs, I just buy traditional eggs. I buy something that's reasonably priced. This is 7.5 dozen eggs for about 15 bucks here at Sam's Club. I do not spend my money on pasteurized eggs. The reason that people obsess over pasteurized eggs is because they have more omega-3s than do traditional eggs. However, the omega-3s that these contain are known as ALA, and it's a form of plant-based omega-3 that your body just can't absorb as readily as it can EPA and DHA, which comes from seafood. So to break it down very simply, if I'm looking for omega-3s, I'm buying seafood. I'm buying salmon, I'm buying trout, I'm buying sardines, I'm buying shrimp. If I'm looking for saturated fat in a very absorbable form of protein, I'm buying traditional eggs. Having said that, there is a need for egg whites in your diet as well. Both the yolk and the egg white contain nutrients, and when it comes to egg whites, they have so little calories for so much protein, they're very helpful for dieting. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll have 3 whole eggs for someone my size, and I'll have a cup of egg whites, 25 grams of protein with them. So my breakfast could be something like 3 whole eggs and 1 cup of egg whites, and I'm getting about 40 or 45 grams of protein from that. I'm getting a ton of nutrients, and I'm getting the saturated fat that my body needs, while at the same time keeping the calories low. When it comes to egg whites, we're here at Sam's Club, but I hate to admit it, Costco kicks Sam's Club ass when it comes to the price of egg whites. Egg whites at like Costco are like $6 for 6 containers. It's like crazy, guys. This is, I believe, what is it, $12? Yeah, it's $12 for 6 cartons. That's still a really good price. That's still $2 a carton. It's way better than if you were to go to a traditional grocery store, where it'd be like $4 a carton, but it's not as good of a deal at Costco. But it's still an incredible deal. I'm gonna buy today these 7.5 dozen eggs and these egg whites. And I'm gonna go put these pasteurized eggs back because the only reason I pulled them out was to talk to you guys about them. We're looking at animal protein next, in particular beef. And when I'm selecting beef, I want a lean cut because there's always going to be saturated fat in animal protein, or almost always saturated fat in animal protein. So I try to pick very lean sources because I eat a lot of animal protein each and every single day, and so should you, but you want to keep the cuts lean. So when looking here at all these different cuts, we have ribeye. That's a relatively fatty cut of meat. I only have that for special occasions. It is my favorite steak, but it's a very fatty steak. They have USD Prime top sirloin. Top sirloin is an amazing cut of steak because it's affordable. It's $11 here, $12 a pound here. This is something that I would purchase, and I would also purchase the beef tenderloin, though that's on the pricier side of steaks. But both of these are very lean cuts of meat. We're at Sam's Club and we're looking at salmon. This is a no-brainer. Anytime it says Atlantic, you do not want it. You want either wild caught or you want Norwegian farm raised. That is it when it comes to salmon. It's a slightly different taste. I would say that sockeye is a little bit more fishy tasting than like Atlantic or Norwegian farm-raised salmon. You can also see the color difference between the two. That really doesn't mean anything, but it does have a fishier taste. And some people would argue that this actually has a better omega-3 profile, certainly better than something like the Atlantic salmon. I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but when we are selecting ground meat, you want it 90-10 or above. That fraction right here, it says 93 lean /7 or 93.7 or 93%, 7%. The fraction here, or the percentile, is representative of how much lean meat there is and how much fatty meat there is. And here at Sam's Club, we've got this ground turkey that passes the test. We've got this ground beef that passes the test. They have plenty of options of ground meat that is 90-10 or above. So we're looking at poultry now. I am team chicken thighs as long as it passes the test, meaning you look at the grams of protein. This has 22 grams of protein. At a 0 to that number, does it have 220 calories or less? It then passes the test. And in this case, you get 130 calories, so this obliterates the test. It's a high protein source of meat that doesn't have a ton of saturated fat. Matter of fact, 1 gram of saturated fat. Another great option is chicken breast. However, I just think chicken thighs taste way better. Something that is even leaner are these chicken tenderloin. And I think these taste dead on the inside. They're so lean, they just have no flavor, they have no taste. With the chicken thighs here at Sam's Club, they pass the test and they taste way better than the chicken thighs. And the chicken tenderloins, they taste abysmal. Continuing to look at poultry here, we have drumsticks versus wings. I love drumsticks for 2 reasons. 1, I think there's more meat on the bone when you throw it in the air fryer, when you bake it, because that's really the point of buying either of these products, is to have the substitution for chicken wings. That's typically why you buy these. I think the drumsticks, it's more fulfilling because there's more meat on the bone. And then also, I know I'm getting a little bit technical here, or getting a little bit like into the minutia, but this has less calories and it has more protein. It's a very small difference. It's a 40 calorie difference, but the reality is the chicken wings, they don't pass the test. I know it's very small. It's a 1 gram of protein difference, 40 calorie difference. But when on top of it, this has better macros and also it's just easier to eat. It's more convenient. I'm gonna go drumsticks every day over chicken wings. Try throwing these in your air fryer. It's amazing. They taste very close to the quality of chicken wings. Honorable mention, the rotisserie chicken. You've seen the hack recently where people are throwing this into a Ziploc bag. They're smushing it all up. They're separating all the bones. This is great to throw on something like a salad. It's great. It's just a very convenient way to come home when you're tired. Would I have this every single night? Probably not, but there were nights when I was a bachelor and I was like really tired. I'd been working long hours as a personal trainer. I would buy one of these and my dog and I would both have dinner for the evening. It's super convenient. Throw in some microwavable vegetables. Blasphemy, I know, but it's a super easy way to get dinner, and I think it's definitely worthwhile from time to time if you're just getting lazy. So we're in the seasoning section now. We've talked about a ton of lean protein options. Let's talk about seasoning, because that is the best way to add variety and taste to your food without jacking up the calories. Sauces are fine, some of them are horrible. Oils, obviously high in calorie, even though they have monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. But when it comes to seasoning, very low calorie. And when it comes to seasoning, they have the best array and assortment of seasonings. Kinder's phenomenal. I love this company. You see it, we've got steak seasoning, we've got cowboy butter, we've got Butchery's burger blend. I mean, just for beef options, we've got 3 options right in front of us. Besides Kinder's, which is an amazing brand, you've also got Weber the grill company. They have a ton of awesome options: roasted garlic and herb, butter trace, steak and chop, an amazing amount of options by them as well. So again, if I was talking about seasonings, I don't think there's a single club that has better options than Sam's Club. We've looked at meat, we've looked at spices, we happen to be in the supplement section now. So I'm gonna give you 4 supplements that actually matter to your health. We're gonna start off with omega-3s. Omega-3s are incredibly important for cardiovascular health. They're incredibly important to help prevent cancer. They're a fatty acid. So remember, combined, we want to have at least 500 milligrams of these omega-3 fatty acids. This has a total of 900 milligrams. So this is great. It's a great option if you're shopping here. This is magnesium glycinate. Magnesium, you can increase magnesium in your diet. You are going to decrease your risk of pancreatic cancer in particular, and then all forms of cancer as a whole as well. Whenever we're talking about supplements, talk to your doctor, but as a generic recommendation, 500 milligrams combined of EPA, DHA, omega-3s, and about 500 milligrams of magnesium glycinate. Third, vitamin D. About 70% of the country is deficient in vitamin D. The best way to determine if you need to be taking vitamin D is by getting your labs done. But this is another vitamin that really, if I was gonna say to you, buy 3-4 supplements, these would be it. So omega-3s, magnesium, vitamin D, And then honorable mention, our number 4 here, it's called Metamucil. That's what they have at Sam's Club, but it's just a form of psyllium husk. Psyllium husk is fiber. It's simply a seed that is very high in fiber with really low calories. And again, we really want to incorporate fiber in our diet because of a host of health benefits. And it's also going to help you feel satiated. And it's also going to help prevent constipation, which is a real thing when you're eating healthy. So those are 4 supplements that I would buy here at Sam's Club. 4 food-based supplements that I like here at Sam's Club. We've got Quest protein bars. They have Robert Urban's Fit Crunch. They also have the Built Puffs. Unfortunately, they don't have the bars. So of any of the protein bars, I like the Quest bars the best here at Sam's Club. Quest chips. I love these chips. They're my favorite protein chip on the market. I do like the Atkins protein chips, but they don't have it here at Sam's Club, unfortunately. So you're gonna go with the Quest chips when you're shopping here at Sam's Club. Of the pre-made shakes, there are 2 options that I like. There's the Premier protein shakes. I like them because they come in an assortment of different flavors. Right now I'm holding up cinnamon roll. That sounds tasty. My favorite here is the Core Power. This is made by Fairlife. It's ultra filtered milk, and I just think it tastes really creamy. It tastes like you're drinking chocolate milk. Okay, we have Uncle Ben's here, jasmine rice. I love the taste of jasmine rice. Not very nutritionally dense, but if you're simply looking for a way to get carbohydrates that are readily available and that you can use to propel your workouts, you can use to propel your runs, jasmine rice is a great option. This is not a go-to for me if I'm on a diet, but if I was in maintenance, or certainly if I was looking to bulk, like slowly go up in weight and build lean muscle, white rice, particularly jasmine, an excellent option. Social media does a great job of fear mongering, but one thing they brought up that is a valid concern is that when you use old rice, it not only can potentially have bacteria, but also rice really only stays for a couple days. It's very difficult to meal prep with. So preferably I use this microwavable jasmine rice by Uncle Ben's, and I use this to meal prep. I either use Uncle Ben's, the jasmine rice, or I use the Trader Joe's jasmine rice to do any sort of meal prepping. Okay, I said that I get my omega-3s from fish. This is a perfect example of it. These sardines, they're packed in olive oil. They still pass the test, 20 grams of protein, 170 calories, and these are super rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Great option. Walking down here, we've got this chunk tuna light, bumblebees. Light tuna, this is going to have less mercury than albacore. That's why I'm choosing it. It's 100 calories, 22 grams of protein, obliterates the test, and also, again, super high in omega-3 fatty acids. So we talked about white rice as being my favorite carbohydrate if you're trying to do a lean bulk. But for most of us, we want to lose a little bit of fat, so we're going to be in a caloric deficit. My 3 favorite carbohydrates, no particular order, when on a diet: black beans, which is an example of legume; berries, an example of a fruit; and sweet potatoes, an example of a vegetable. And the reason why is because they all have fiber, they're all relatively low in calorie, and they're all very micronutrient dense. It'd be very easy for me to go through all the fruits and vegetables I love here at Sam's Club, but listen, you can buy those fruit and vegetables at any place, so I'm only gonna name 2 on my list here of favorite 30 things at Sam's Club. One of them is broccolini. Broccolini is like broccoli's good-looking sister. Look, you have broccoli all the time. From time to time, it's nice to switch things up and have some broccolini. They have this here at Sam's Club, and they have it in bulk at a reasonable price. The other one is spinach. You could buy it in bulk. It's at an affordable cost. The thing I would tell you if you're having something like a leafy vegetable is you have to have a lot of it. And I eat half of this container in one sitting, 50 calories. Why? Because it takes up room in my stomach. When I get home at 3 o'clock, dinner's not until 6 o'clock, it would be very easy to start munching on snacks. So instead, I have a gigantic salad. I put some olives on it, I put some blueberries on it, I squeeze some lemon over top, and I eat that simply to fill up my stomach so that I'm not sitting there and starting to snack. 3 items that I like from the refrigerated section here at Sam's Club: these Egg Life wraps. These are fantastic because they're wraps that actually pass the test. They're a great option. Cleo, we have these at home all the time. My girlfriend's a partner in an accounting firm. She absolutely loves these. These have better macros than Yasso. I personally am partial to Yasso, but this is another Greek yogurt treat that tastes phenomenal. I've had an array of flavors. This is the cherry and the raspberry. I've also had the vanilla chocolate. Most of them taste really, really good. I didn't like the strawberry, but all the other flavors, both this cherry and this raspberry, they taste delicious. These Layla bowls, I was really surprised. I brought these home, I cooked it up, I threw it in the microwave. It really actually tasted like I was sitting down at like a little cafe in like Greenwich. It tasted almost like restaurant quality for a microwavable food. It's 210 calories, 16 grams of protein, so this doesn't quite pass the test, but when you consider this has a lot of vegetables in it, it brings up the fiber to 3 grams, and I really think this is a great breakfast option, especially if you're looking for something simple, maybe not an everyday thing, but a sometime thing. And again, you can just throw this in your freezer and it's good for whenever you want it. But this was really surprisingly quite good. Looking at breads here at Sam's Club, we've got Mission Carb Wrap, 70 calories, 15 grams of fiber. That is crazy. And we love fiber, both soluble and insoluble for different reasons. This is mostly insoluble fiber, and the reason why it's important is that it helps us feel full, and it also helps with bowel movements. And remember, bowel movements, it's not only just not about being constipated, but constipation is linked to Parkinson's disease. So not only for our health, not only for feeling satiated, not only for bowel movements, but because of all 3 of those factors, I love this product. These sandwich thins, another great option. They're way better than using like a traditional bun for a burger. This is nice to like switch things up. I really enjoy this product. It doesn't have quite as much fiber. It's only got 3 grams of fiber, but if I was looking for an alternative for a bun, I would either buy like 647 buns or something like this. Dave's Killer Bread. I think this is way better tasting than Ezekiel bread. Got 5 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber, 110 calories. This is my Ezekiel bread killer. This would be my alternative. I do love 647 bread, but I'm not seeing it here on the shelves at Sam's Club. I know they have it at Costco's, but if I was shopping at Sam's Club, this would be the bread that I would purchase. Finishing up here, we're ending with fruit, but in a non-conventional form. We've got Chobani Complete. This is little pre-made Greek yogurt shakes that pass the test, 170 calories, 20 grams of protein, and it's also got 3 grams of fiber, and all of the fiber is soluble fiber. And then we've got avocado, and avocado, same thing. Good for, it helps fight against diabetes, it helps fight against cancer, it helps fight against cardiovascular disease. It's an incredible fruit that's high in fiber and also chocked full of healthy fat. And they have these pre-made packets, because remember, my issue with avocado is always it's difficult to portion because avocado is so caloric. You really want to make sure that the portion size is correct. This takes all the thought out of it with these individual 90-calorie packs. We just finished at Sam's Club. We picked up 35 of my favorite items there. In particular, my favorite parts when we talked about eggs. We also talked about the seasoning, unbelievable selection, and we went through some supplements that I really liked at the store. But it's 35 of my favorite items. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for following. If you like what you saw, please follow me on Instagram. That's where the majority of my following is. I really enjoy putting out these long format videos, so please hit like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in.